Hi everyone, my name is Justin. I'm going to show a tournament game that I played quite a while back, and I happened to memorize the game because it was just kind of funny how I crushed my opponent. Well, now that I've got that out of the way, I started off the game with e4. My opponent played e5. I responded knight f3, and after knight c6 I played the Scotch game. He responded with e takes d4, which is the correct move, or considered the best move in that position. And here I played what's called the Scotch Gambit. Now, the Scotch Gambit can be very tricky. It's actually recommended by Roman Gingiashvili. It's recommended by Karpov as well. And so it can't be too bad, although I do have to admit, on the black side, after in this position, usually I play knight f6 instead of what my opponent played. My opponent played bishop e7, and this is similar to what's called the Hungarian defense. But it's a little bit different. I think that bishop e7 is not really a good move here. I simply castled and knight f6, and all my moves are really logical. They're not hard to find, just rook e1, and here you have to be really careful, right? Because you don't want it to get pushed around a lot, so you need to prevent e5. My opponent, rather than preventing e5, castled. I think that, maybe if you're a computer, you could defend this position after e5, but, it's pretty tough, and you have to play like knight e8, and you're going to suffer. Well, my opponent played knight g4 anyway, and this just leads to absolute catastrophe. So h3 was played by me, and then my opponent played, well, there's basically two moves there. The game's basically lost for black if white plays right. You could play knight takes f2, maybe, but he plays knight h6, and I play what I think any reasonable person should play, and that's bishop takes knight, giving him doubled isolated pawns on his king side. And here I go ahead and decide to get my pawn back with knight takes d4. Now, in these kind of positions, a lot of times I think that it's common, especially for beginners, to just simply say, okay, well, he took my pawn, so now I can take his knight, then he'll take, and then I'll do something, right? But he doesn't have to play knight takes knight, right? He could play like bishop c5 or something like that. His position's definitely worse, and he's probably losing already. But, you don't have to give me the game. And knight takes d4 is just really, really asking for trouble. Because I've got three pieces developed, a bishop, queen, and rook. He has a bishop developed, and his king is open. So this can't be good for him, right? Now he plays a6, and I play knight c3, king h8. I don't blame him for playing king h8. His idea is he wants me to play e6 check, bishop f6, attacking my queen. I'll move my queen somewhere, and then he wants to play like bishop g7 and try and defend this position really passively. And still I'm better, but probably better, but definitely e6 is not the best move. Knight e4 would be a good move here. Bishop d3 is what I played, and it's also good. f6 is what he played, and I think this position is completely hopeless for black. Queen h4, it just attacks the h6 pawn, and after king g7, I played rook e3, I just want to, bring in all of my artillery at once, right? If I can bring in more pieces to this attack, I think I'm gonna. I mean, it's not like he's threatening to checkmate me, right? So I might as well. So he took, and I remember him slamming the piece down for some reason. I don't know why. I played check, and now he played bishop. This is the best move, actually. Bishop g5. And this is a critical position, sort of. It's important to find the best move here. If you like, you can pause the video and try and find the best move. So the best move is actually queen to e4, because I'm threatening queen takes h7 check, and I'm threatening pawn h4 winning the bishop. So he has to defend with rook h8, otherwise he gets in quite a mess. I play h4, d6, take, queen h4, because the pawn is pinned, so it's kind of tough to take my queen. h6, I come back to e4, he's got weak light squares now because he's moved these pawns. Pawns don't go backwards, as they say in chess. If he could move h7, that would be his best move. But queen e8 and knight d5. So queen h5 was tried, and I simply took on c7, rook b8, queen d5, attacking his d6 pawn. Rook d8, and these kind of positions, I just wanted to play safe and consolidate my position. So I play here knight d6 check. Maybe better was f4. Maybe this I can play. But knight d6, bishop takes, queen takes, and it's just an easy win. b5 was played, a terrible move. Rook h3, rook e8, and here it's funny because it looks like I can just take this pawn and maybe just take the queen and then take my queen because I'm on material. But actually the strongest move was queen f5. After queen f5, he doesn't have any good moves. Queen f7's tried, queen h7 check, king fa, and the next move is fairly easy to see. Rook f3, winning queen, and it's like he's resigning here with rook e7 because queen h8 is mate. And that's it. Thank you very much. Subscribe if you haven't already.